What is going on, guys? Drew here at Saxon's. I hope you have all had a great start to your new year and had a Merry Christmas. I know it's been a minute since I posted. That's mostly because I have been extremely busy. Um, my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and with the holidays and everything, getting that ready, and then we have traveled to my in-laws for her 1 year birthday, and I wanted to bring you guys along with these arrangements that I am making for it. I'm gonna make 5 centerpiece arrangements here in these small bowls, and then I've got 2 larger ones that I'll be making as well. I won't be talking the whole video. I'll probably put some music on at some point, but um, at least wanted to say hey to everybody and wish you all a happy new year. But for those of you who don't know, my in-laws, my wife is actually from Mexico, and so we have traveled here to visit with them in Mexico. And flowers here are awesome, number one, and two, incredibly affordable. And so I'll try and put a clip in here of the market that we went to this morning. It's called the Central de Abastos, and I mean just truckloads of flowers, and it is, well, it's kind of heaven for me because, well, this is my life. But so a few of the things that I picked up this morning that when we went was I got some snaps, some lysianthus, some garden roses. By the way, look at these snaps, gorgeous. The white ones are even prettier. I'll show them here in a second. The delphinium, which is bigger than any delphinium I swear that I have ever seen in my life. What else did we get? Different varieties of greenery. I got some Queen Anne's lace as well. Got that a little bit shorter. Got some Queen Anne's lace and some Misty, which is all traditional stuff that we typically use at our florist. It's not something abnormal. They're not real exotic flowers. They did have some stuff there like Birds of Paradise, which are not that we can't get them, they're just, very difficult and typically very expensive. And there they had whole truckloads full of it, which was just beautiful to see. Different tropicals, especially in the foliages, monstera leaves, and different things like that. So yeah, I think that's about what we want to do. Like this stuff here, I don't even know what it's called. I'm sure I could look it up, but it's real pretty. And I had to keep myself from spending too much money because I could have spent a lot of money there. But I got out with what I needed and a little bit extra. I'm gonna make an arrangement for my mother-in-law, and we'll see how far the flowers go. I might decide to do something else, something different. But our color palette here is pretty much pastels and whites. Half of these broke. It's not a problem. I mean, these bunches that they sell, it's like a wholesale market. It's kind of what it was like. And I mean, you're buying a bunch, like one bunch of something, where I typically get, like the garden roses that you see here, they are bunched smaller, they're bunched in 10. But where I'm typically buying, like a bunch of Misty is something maybe a little bit more than this. Well, yeah, you can see that there. It's a ton. It's like 5 bunches of them. And the same thing with foliages. Like this here that you see, this is a very small amount of what came in the bunch. It was just insane. And you'll see in the video that I'll upload just the roses. I mean, I'm talking thousands and thousands of roses. They sell them in packs of how we get them in 25. They sell them in packs of 10, which are also how we get the more specialty roses, but then also in packages of up to 250. all bunched together. Oh yeah, and the Queen Anne slice. Which this isn't something that we get seasonally, but like this is the bunch of Queen Anne slice. Yeah. Where typically one of our bunches that we're gonna get from our wholesale is gonna be something like this. And that's how it comes. Beautiful bloomed out Queen Anne slice. This stuff here, I had to look up what it was. It's a type of hyacinth, but if you could smell it, oh my gosh, it is so sweet. It's called tuberose, I think is what it said, but it's in the hyacinth family. And it is beautiful and smells delicious. This stuff is very fragile. I don't even know what it is. It's very gorgeous. I need to look up the name. I'll report back with the name. But yeah, so this is, my in-laws live in the state of Mexico. Where they live is about, it took us about an hour to get to this market, which is in Mexico City. Mexico City being one of the largest cities in the world. You can imagine it would it could take you, an hour and a half just to get from one end to the other. So being about an hour from this place was pretty cool, and being able to go. One of my wife's friends actually does floral arrangements too, so she had recommended us go there. And they sell all kinds of stuff. I'm talking about like all vegetables, fruits. It's like its own little city. And I mean, you just see a pallet with about 500 heads of lettuce sitting on it. And you're like, what in the world? But I don't even know the exact population. Somewhere in the 20 millions is the population of Mexico City. So they've got the population to sell to, that's for sure. Yeah, but look at the flower on that. Gorgeous. And as always with my arrangements, I never really know what I'm doing with them until I get going. And even then, I don't really like this. I have no idea what I'm doing. We're gonna find out. Oh, and the garden spray roses. They're still real tight, but they will open up and be big, beautiful. Really need to get this more elevated so I can see it. That's one thing with the design that we try and do. I'm making a video for our social media. Making arrangements. Just drop it on his head.
Movimiento ya. Normalmente los sábados estoy aquí sentado chupando mi caguamas y escuchando música.
¿Y por qué no?
No, no, me refiero ahorita como el viento está. No, y menos por la fiesta mañana.
Sí, cierto.
Pero ¿cómo lo vamos a llevar todo esto?
¿Quién sabe? ¿Quién sabe?
Muy delicado, ¿no?
No.
En los pasos.
No están. Eso es algo que tuve que enseñar a ella, que no tiene que estar tan delicado con las flores.
Yo me gusta ser delicado.
Ya sé, pero
No es delicado, es que me gusta perfección. Estoy buscando un palo.
¿qué?
Un palo.
Palo para.
Para
Sí, no.
Trajimos unas letras de globo que dicen Dali, pero en circular nacional, no, ¿verdad? Sí.
Oh yeah, I was going to show you all this luciantes.
No,
Beautiful. Multi-petaled, it's gorgeous. And I'm probably going to do these, just because of the variety of the greenery and flowers and stuff that I have, this will probably be, every single one of these will probably be different. just because I'll use up more in one than I will the other, and we'll see how it goes towards the end. Yeah, here's one that's a little bit more open. That's stuck in there. Gorgeous. I wish I had better lighting, but you can't expect studio lighting everywhere that you go. Not that I even have it at the shop. I just try and find the best place to do it. In the flower shop when I can. Okay. Let's go with some white Lysianthus. These ones are a little bit different. They're your fairly traditional Lysianthus. They're not full of petals like the other ones. Nonetheless, gorgeous. One thing that I really, really love about Lysianthus is the laterals. So, especially in like your smaller style arrangements, you can break them apart, and one stem will go a very, very long way, which is really nice. Okay. Use a little bit on the other side. We're going to nestle in one of these garden roses here. Now they're real tight, but when they open, they are big and beautiful. And most of the time in garden roses, you're not getting a long stem. You're getting about 40 centimeters at the most. Sometimes you look up and get 50. We don't stock them much at Saxon's, but I will get them upon request, especially for like funeral work, or not funeral work, excuse me, wedding work, if a bride wants a specific look. But they typically are more expensive. Same case here. They were, more cost wise, and so we just got a bunch of them. And heck, even these spray roses, the heads on them are just about the same size as the heads on some of the standard ones. If you look at them side by side. Which that's one's a little bit more open. You can see the petalage on the center. It's going to be beautiful when it opens all the way up. Okay, what else do I want to do here? So this is where we're at. As always, with our table arrangements, you want to be about hand high. If you come out with some greenery or like misty or something of the like, it's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to obstruct your line of sight in your conversations or anything like that. It'll just kind of give it some airiness. I'm gonna come in with Misty. This is probably my most favorite filler that we use. I try and always keep it in stock, and this one is bloomed out real pretty purple, or at least about half of it is. Not all of it is, but a lot of it is bloomed out pretty and purple. Alrighty. Well, I don't know what else to talk about, but I'm gonna keep on with this. If something comes up, we will. I always make a mess, a huge mess when I decide. Everybody in the shop hates it, but I'm the boss, so it is what it is. Peachy was the same way. Sabrina talks about it all the time, her crunching, because she'd get, a pile of stems and greenery about this much under her feet and just be crunching on it all day. I'm the same. It don't bother me. It takes time to pick it up. I'll pick it up when I'm done. I need to get some more greenery. Let's use some of this different greenery. This was something that my wife picked out that I also have no idea what it is. But the foliage on it, the bloom on the foliage, it's gorgeous. Don't you think? I would say so. So this, I think we put up and out that way. Yeah, and I didn't even ask because the names in Spanish and English are completely different anyway, so I probably wouldn't have been able to, really pick up. Gosh darn it, where'd that stick go? Really have picked up where it went. Let's do that up there. It is a very it's not a hard greenery, so it needs a good source of water. How are the stems? Now the stems look like hollow stems. They are. So they really need a good source of water. They probably wouldn't do well in design foam. But being that I'm putting it in water, it should be just fine. So we're gonna stick that hole there. One thing that's different about design here in Mexico than it is in the US, at least where we are, and kind of my style, is that it's real bunchy. Like they don't give any space in between the flowers, which is a beautiful design. It's a lot of flowers. Where, in the U.S., my price on those would be a lot to make them of that style. They're putting 100 roses with orchids, and they're charging what would be equivalent of like $120. I'd have to charge $700-800 to make that arrangement. It's insane. Where else are we going to do this? I think out here on this side. If I can get it to fit. I put those sticks down there in the bottom to help hold my flowers, and now I don't think it's hurting anymore. I think that's going to be it for it. And we'll check everything in the morning. One thing I'm worried about is that it should be drinking good water. It's in there, but if it doesn't, it's going to be very droopy. But there's the first one.